good, babies? It's best friend in the handbag time, so put me out of your bag and put me on your knee. We gotta talk. Babies, today we are going to be talking about best friend. Can it be about me for once? And I'm your host, T Styles, your best friend, that best friend you love to love. And we also got my co-host, C Wash, that associate that you love to love. Talk to the people, baby.
What's up, babies? Happy holidays.
Guys, we have talked about this before on the podcast. I want to say it was one of the earlier ones about can it be about me for once? It was like a version of it, actually. And what this podcast is going to be about today is selfish best friends. Best friends who want the mic all the time. Best friends who want the shoulder all the time. See, Wash, you sound like you want to say something over there.
Give me the aux. First off, cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Tell me what we drinking right now.
This is your classic Kahlua and cream. Okay, but here, before you do that, let's get rid of this because this is now turning into like a jellyfish. This is called a butter nipple shot.
She made it earlier.
It's like a butterscotch shot.
She
but
indicated.
Now, you see, it look like a jellyfish now, so we got to take this. Cheers. Happy
Cheers. Oh, a video that seemed weird, but I like weird.
No, I like weird too.
Now, what was you gonna say? You was about to say something before you made those delicious drinks. Let me tell y'all real quick. C-Wash is a chef. She's a bartender. When I say she does it all, y'all think I'm lying. Y'all gotta follow her on all things. Is it C-Wash for everything that you have?
It's actually publisher C-Wash.
Instagram, how we find you?
Yeah. Instagram is publisher C-Wash.
Facebook, how we find you?
Facebook is publisher C-Wash.
Twitter, how we find you?
Publisher C-Wash, yeah.
On TikTok, how we find you?
Publisher C-Wash.
See, so it's everything C-Wash, and this is why I wanted to call you C-Wash. And if we wanted to look at you visually and see you moving around, how we found you then?
What you mean, look at me visually?
I mean, you are in some movies, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. You mean my on-screen?
Must I promote you and myself?
Oh, facts. All right, so I'm in all things cartel urban cinema. We have 10 projects. I believe I am in 8 of 10.
Here we go.
The last one being A Hustler Son 2, which drops in 2024.
That's right. So if you are a Tubi person, which you should be, this is how you do it. Go on to Tubi, put in Sharice Washington, and all of her movies are going to pop up.
Facts.
But I digress. We are talking about, again, can it be about me for once, best friend? Y'all see how I did that? I didn't make it about me. I put her on the stage. I'm already living what I'm feeling, honey. But I want to go into a little bit more detail. Like I said, I've talked about this before, but I want to go a little bit further into it. I actually have some stories that I want to tell you guys.
I live for them. I can't wait.
I like the stories too. Now, y'all know I'm a national best-selling novelist. I've written 106 novels at this time. I've directed, filmed at this point, and produced. Written, directed, filmed about,
casting.
Was it 9 or 10 where we are?
10
movies. And I find that storytelling is the best way to get your point across. When I was younger, they called it lying, but now I get paid for it. Go figure. So I have 2 stories I want to tell you guys to really drive the point home. But before I do that, C-Wash, give me some points on what you feel are ways to find out if a friend is selfish. Give me one.
All right, first off, just talk to them. Just talk to them. So if you are sharing, if you're talking about anything, it doesn't have to be deep, it doesn't have to be personal or a secret, anything like that, but just talk to them. If they cut you off, if they're not listening, if they can't recall what you're saying, if they're looking at their phone while they're talking, 9 times out of 10 they're not paying attention to you, or they could be selfish.
That is so true. And I want to like piggyback on top of that if I can.
Okay.
One of the things that's one of the ways too that I can determine. I love when you say just talk to them and, or try to talk to them and see how much you're able to get back in. But I also want to add on to that because on this podcast, what we are about, best friends, is being the best friends that we can be so we can receive it and we also need to give it.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
So when someone is talking, because it's not just about one person, make sure that you're cognizant and putting pauses in so that you can check for understanding. In other words, at some point, I'm going to have to cut you off. You speaking for 15 minutes and I can't tell you how I'm feeling about nothing.
Oh, my God. We were just at a restaurant and all I heard was this woman behind me. Talk. I looked at you because I said, I couldn't see him without turning around. I said, is she sitting there with somebody else? You said, yep. I said, why? He hasn't said anything. He hasn't got no word in edgewise at all. That's what we're talking about. Don't monopolize the conversation so much the other person can't get in a word.
No. And it was so funny because I know it's not easy out here. I will tell you this, and this could be a whole nother podcast. I have never been single in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to think that was a problem, but I think that there's something to it. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I think it is to it is that when you're in situations where you're dating people, and we're going to come back, girl. Let me talk right now. We're going to come back.
Yeah.
When you are in a relationship with anybody, whether it be a friend or somebody that you're interested in, if you are always talking and not allowing the other person to speak or even to tell you their opinion, it is the most boring date ever. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's a friend date or somebody you're looking for, like a boo date. Mm-hmm. And so I like that you put that up as the first point because to me, it's the same thing. Yeah. You know, always talking, not letting someone get a word in edgewise, always on the phone.
Yes.
I mean, I cannot stand when I see people that are always on their phone, not really parlaying. When I'm hanging out with C-Wash, I'm hanging out with two of my good friends. We having such a good time. We barely pick up our phone unless we're taking a picture. Correct. And that's just towards the end, or we want to take it like a little food shot. Because everybody like to take a little food pic.
Yeah, you got to show what you're eating.
We got to show what we eating and drinking. So other than that, we're not on our phone. So making sure that you are not always taking or monopolizing the time, not always on your phone, over talking. So you are calling yourself listening, but what they call it, the active listening. That's like good example. Like, I hate it. Let's do another example. So yeah, yesterday I had went out to get me something to eat. I need you to overtalk me. You such a good listener. You don't even know how to do it.
I'm like, okay.
So yesterday I went to get something to eat, right?
Oh yeah, girl, I forgot to tell you when I had went down there last time and let me tell you what I ate. Oh my God, it was so
exactly.
Fun.
So we cannot be doing these things. Okay. So now I have two stories.
Ooh,
one of them happened to me, and then one of them happened to one of my listeners. And I want you to see, watch, and tell me which one you think happened to me. Okay.
All right.
And this is in group settings, both of them.
Okay.
Both of them are cringy, but I think one of them is extra cringy. And so after each story, I'm going to pose the question, should we dump them or what?
Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
This first situation happened, and I'm gonna have to write down fake names. I'm gonna give me a name generator because I don't want to actually say somebody's name by accident in either story. Okay. But in this situation, there was a situation where there was a group of friends hanging out. Okay. And I'm not going to tell you how many group of friends. Just think of group. It can be as many as you want.
Gotcha.
And they were known for getting together and having these little potluck dinners. And I cook this, you bring that, or whatever. It was always at one person's house in particular.
Little side note, potlucks, depending on who it is, scare me.
Oh, girl.
But I digress.
You messed me up when you had told me that one time about that cat hair on the cake.
On the cake at the baby shower.
At a baby shower at work.
We'll that's a whole nother podcast. We'll delve into that on another podcast.
Ooh. So it was a potluck, and one person would always host it. She had the bigger house, and people would come over. And it was this one person. Let's call her. Give me a name, C-Wash. Fiji. Now, I got a bottle of water right here. Apply yourself, lady. Be more creative than that, but I'll use it. So Fiji would come over, and instead of just enjoying the moment, Fiji had a situation where he would always, and I turn it from a he. Okay, let's keep it like that. And I'm telling on myself. So Fiji would always look at everybody's food and have something to say.
Okay.
Now, it would be never to the person who cooked it, but you would know, oh, this is not whatever. I would have put more salt on this. I would have put more cheese on it. I would have did this. Okay. So one time, this happened so much, and again, this group had been together for a while, that people just started ragging on him. They had a group thing, and they said, look, we are sick of him doing that. It's not fun anymore. I'm tired of it. Did you want to say something, Seawash?
No,
okay.
no, go ahead.
Because I see the hands moving. I'm tired of him ragging on him. I'm tired of him doing that. You know, we should give him a taste of his own medicine. So they just ate him up. The macaroni and cheese was dry.
Ooh.
Anything that he brought, it was an issue. It went on for about a week. I'm sorry, about 2-3 weeks. They would do it once a week. Once a week.
Okay.
It went on for a while. Ragging on him. This is dry. That's dry. It's not. Don't have any taste in it and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So he says, if it's a problem, I challenge everybody to a cookout.
Ooh.
Not a barbecue cookout, but I challenge everybody to cook off.
Yeah.
So at that point, it was just hilarious, giving him a taste of his own medicine. But they said, you know what? Let's go out there. Let's do it. So what they did was they did this cook-off at the hostess house, but they invited people who were supposed to be judging.
Okay.
Now, they actually rigged the whole thing. You know what I'm about to say,
my goodness.
right?
Yeah.
So he cooks all this kind of food, and they cook their food. They put it all on this table, and they gave his food the business so bad that he got so angry and so mad about the criticism that he was getting that they end up having to tell him it was a joke before things got out of hand. Like he was getting that angry, you know, almost into a crying fit and all of that.
Oh.
They end up telling him why they did it. He act like he was cool, but after a while, he didn't want to come around anymore. Embarrassed and all of that. Because first of all, why did y'all just tell me if y'all felt the kind of way?
Yeah.
And why would y'all plot all this stuff behind my back? So now, if y'all felt this way, not only are y'all plotting behind my back, but then y'all got other people. Y'all bringing other people involved.
Right. It's a whole production. Wow.
If this was you, Seawash, and I also want to hear from our other best friends, would you dump this person? I'm talking about Fiji. Or would you try to preserve this friendship? Like, is this kind of person worth keeping around? And is this a case of, can it be about me for once? Because the whole thing was, we're cooking. If somebody says my food is good, why do you have to bring it back onto yours, which is something that Fiji always did? I like that, but if I would have did it, it would have been like this.
Right.
Dump or what, Seawash?
Well, to me, I wouldn't just throw the whole person away unless this was their, I don't know, however many strikes I'm going to give a person if this was their last strike. Because to me, it could be petty to throw them away for that. Tell them, look, you can't, it's all right to critique, but don't always compare to yours. Or you just cook everything then, since you're the greatest, just cook it all. You know what I mean? Like, that way I don't have to waste my time.
I just bring the drink.
Yeah, just if we gonna do that, you know, but I would have that conversation with them. But what you're not gonna do is keep putting stuff down every time. Or no, you can't come around.
And you know, I'm gonna actually keep this person too. And let me tell y'all why. I think this is the writer in me. Because I see somebody who's not getting attention at home.
Yes.
Y'all would be around like those family members who they be talking.
Yeah.
At first it used to irritate me, but now I realize in some cases that these are people who don't have anybody at home. Nobody's necessarily listening to them.
Don't let them talk.
He's probably not getting a lot of attention. And so he's looking for that from the group.
That's so true.
So depending upon how long I've known this person, I wouldn't necessarily dump them, but I would have a conversation. I told y'all in the podcast, I am Miss Can We Talk?
Yeah. We need to talk.
So I'm not even going to let this situation go long. You know, I'm going to nip that in the bud. I'm not going to wait and then be plotting and all that kind of stuff. Oh my goodness, I just told on myself. Well, we know that's not my story. I'm just not going to let it go that far. I just really am not. So I'm going to say, or what, but if the conversation does not work, then I'm going to dump them.
Of course.
Any other comments on that story?
No, I mean, this makes perfect sense. Like, everybody's not going to be perfect or your idea of perfect. That's why we're all different and we're all individuals, but that's what makes us special. And when we come together, it makes it a greater bond. Because if everybody did the same thing, cooked the same way, drank the same, you know, it would be boring. But if there are difficulties that you feel need to be discussed, say something.
I I don't know if I was reading this or if I heard this, but it makes so much sense. I think one of the biggest reasons why a lot of us go through friends or go through people, like their clothing, is because we want every person to fit in the exact same category based off of our needs. So I want you to be everything. I want you to be somebody that's going to listen to me. I want you to be somebody that's going to hang out with me at the bar. I want you to be somebody that's going to dance with me. I want you to be somebody who uplift me. Whereas that person could be a bona fide friend, but may not want to hang out with you.
May not drink.
May not drink. You know, but when you need somebody that's going to be there for you and who's going to be rooting for you, that person is that.
Pray for you.
Pray for you. You got praying friends that, and I'm talking about, you know, and they still fit all the same categories. You trust them. You spend time with them. You know that your secrets are going to stay with them. They really want to see you win. They fit all those categories in terms of that, but in terms of like the little superficial things, they don't fit. So who knows if Fiji was capable of more, but when it came to cooking, he was just competitive. So do we throw him away? But you still can't act. You still can't do that. We still gotta have a conversation.
For
but
sure.
I like that. So you ready for another story?
I am.
And this one I am very familiar with. Okay. Now, I won't say very familiar with in terms of like it was actually me. I was around. I should say. Okay.
All right.
So in this situation, a close associate was getting married. Okay.
A close associate. And if you don't know the difference, check out our last podcast.
Yes.
Friend versus associate. And that way you can determine if your friend is a friend or an associate. So I had
now, to be fair, I changed that name up. So at one point, the podcast said one thing in the introduction of the podcast, the actual audio. But the actual picture says one thing. But it was a case of the nasty associate faking as a friend. But on the intro it was something different. But that was the one.
You get it.
You get it. The podcast before this, because they are in order.
Correct.
We don't know the difference. So this it's a close associate, or was a close associate.
Okay.
And this close associate was getting married. Okay. So another person, I really need a name because I'm going to mess this up. And so you done gave me these nipples, and I don't want to.
Nipples.
Hold on for 1 second.
You want to call them Butter?
Okay. I think I remember Butter. This person, Butter, was very emotional. And just so we can reflect back on what we're talking about, it's best friend, can it be about me for once? And if there ever was a case, it was this case. So one friend, I'm going to call her the bride, so I don't say her name.
Okay.
Because this is the one I'm aware of. Had a friend, Butter. And Butter, the bride, told all of us, even the associate, that she was getting married.
Okay.
Fast forward, the wedding is taking place. Okay? But, and everything is beautiful. Butter was feeling acting kind of standoffish a little bit. And by that, because sometimes people use that word standoffish to make it fit everything. Let's literally say at the party, the bridal party, all of those kind of events that led up to that, she was quiet, kind of reserved when this was not her personality. So I'm using the standoffish in the best terms, like literally. Okay. Now we're at the wedding day.
Like a social anxiety type of thing?
No, she was acting standoffish after the announcement.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay, so this is changed after she
got
it.
Changed behavior.
Wow. Okay.
Now Butter, and I'm always pausing, so we'll see today. Butter had a man.
Okay.
And they had broken up. I want to say 3 or 4 months before the wedding. Now the wedding is here. Folks is bringing their plus ones. Plus ones is looking good. And the people that don't have plus ones, they're genuinely happy for the bride and all of this. Now we're at the dinner. People are giving toast.
So this is after.
This is after.
Okay.
The wedding has taken place.
This is the reception.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
The wedding was beautiful.
Got it.
Now we're at the dinner. Okay. Now genuinely, she wasn't necessarily in a bridal party, but she was. Everybody knew that she was part of the friend group.
Okay.
As far as I knew, I never had a traditional wedding. Y'all let me know, and you could probably know more than me.
Yeah, I was in one.
Not everybody talks on the outside, right? Like they don't allow people in the back. Isn't it only the bridal party that does any kind of toast or any?
Oh no, anybody can do a toast. You know, I mean, traditionally, you got your best man and your maid of honor who may do a toast. Traditionally, but
okay, but she wasn't. She was in the audience with the rest of them.
Yeah, anybody can say, I got someone say something.
Child. She gets up when when everybody wanted to go around. It's like, I want to say something. First, it was the bridal party. They were saying their things. She got up in the back, you know, over there next to us and everything, and saying that she really is so happy for her friend, for the bride.
Okay.
She's really happy for her bride, and she really wishes them the best, and that she would have loved to have been able to have experienced it. And it hurts so much that even now when she sees them at the table, knowing that they are at the beginning of their journey, that her journey is over. and that she can't help to think about if she may have done things differently, if they would still be together. Like, it went on, and I'm doing verbatim, but it went on to the point where the bride had to say something. Now, I would have said something, but I'm the close associate, and I don't really know. I just told you, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just told you, I didn't even know what the
protocol.
Can folks talk? Because I didn't think folks were supposed to talk in the audience.
No, you can say something.
So she went in, pretty much damn near started crying, pretty much almost likely to ruin the dinner. Okay. The bride ended up getting up, taking her outside to talk to her because she was so upset. If this isn't the most classic case of can it be about me for once, I don't know what is.
Woman's day.
On her day. Then we had seen things before that. Like, it was, like I said, they had a lot of events. One point she went to get her dress. Folks came. I came to that. She had a what is it? The
bridal shower.
The bridal shower. I didn't go to the rehearsal dinner because I wasn't. That's only for the people that's in it. Yeah, but I went to those two events, and I felt like it was something else. It may have just been her telling
the bachelor party.
No. What is the bridal party?
Okay, so you can have a bachelor party or a bridal shower.
That's what I'm talking about. So I went to that.
Or both.
And I went to it was another thing.
Engagement party.
Maybe it's an engagement party.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And she had been acting crazy. Like, she would grab people on the side to tell them her story to the point where you couldn't even hear what the bride was saying. She had been doing all of that.
But doing it while this woman's talking?
Yes. Like, you just whisper, like, I just don't know why he won't call, that kind of thing. And I'm not here for you, girl. We're here for the bride. So she had been doing things leading up to it, but this was the thing that took it off. She ended up getting her together, coming back. Her husband was livid, as well as her parents. It was just a mess. In this situation, is it a dump or what?
She may not get a call from me for the next year or so, and it is easy to do in that regard because you're newly married. You don't have to, but I can't take on charity right now. I got a brand new husband and a brand new life. And if she has been this way the whole time, maybe that's a little bit too much. I'm not saying throw her away, but she may have to go on a little bit of a hiatus with me.
Right.
For a while. Until I'm able to mentally help her if she needs help do that. Because I can't do that and then be what I need to be.
I can't be all things.
Thank you.
You know what? And I know, I feel like I got a little nose thing going on.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm here for, first of all, preserving. I don't think anybody is total trash. Like, even the stuff the bags that we used to be able to get from the grocery stores for our groceries, I don't just throw them in the trash. They still have some use. Absolutely. So I'm not going to throw away a person off top.
Right.
So it makes me wonder, were they doing a bad, and I say they because I'm the associate, the close associate.
Right.
Were they doing a bad job at maybe like helping her through her moment?
Yes,
because
probably.
Okay, let me
probably.
Hear you.
But we got a situation we're handling. We're not just getting together and having drinks and then they ignoring her and she's going through something. we are getting ready for a wedding.
Right.
And they didn't even have her in it because maybe that was way too much. You know what I mean? So
right.
she's still around, and I'm still keeping you
She
around.
wasn't in
And
it.
you see what I'm saying? So they're not putting those.
I ain't paid that
obligations
no
on her.
mind until right now. That happened many years ago.
Yeah, she's not in it. So it could have been for that reason. But she's still around, and I can't give to you right now. I know you went through this, and I feel sorry for you, and I could probably take you out and we can talk about it. But it can't be an ongoing thing. Engagement party to wedding to bachelor party to all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it can be quick, but sometimes it takes months to get through all of that. And you still want to do this?
Right.
Mm-mm.
I totally agree. So this is what I would say about the situation if you're dealing with that situation. First of all, as friends, we're not our friend's therapist. I feel like the right friend, though, will make you damn sure make you feel like you got a good one.
Right.
Even Oprah said that.
Yes.
She never been to therapy. The show, and having people like Gail and even her support group around her gave her the therapy she needed. It's not our job to be therapists to our friends, but if I would have at least tried my best if I couldn't help her, because everybody doesn't have it to help in that capacity.
Right.
To maybe lead her in the direction to get some help. Because to me, it sounds like she is in need of some sincere compassion.
That's so true.
And somebody to listen to her. It's something that she's not getting. You don't come to somebody's wedding and then just start talking.
Ask too, was she drunk?
No.
So
there was a party animal. This was somebody that was dancing, full of life. That breakup happened.
Damn.
Now this person is getting married, and it's probably triggering.
Yeah.
People bringing their plus ones.
Of course.
And the people that don't have their plus ones, because not everybody want to bring their plus ones.
Yeah,
they trying to catch the bouquet, honey. They having them a good time. Some of them are in the wedding. Some of the people that was in the group were in the wedding. So I think the compassion. So for me, newsflash, something that you always get from me, the very first thing for me is going to always be the conversation. I'm going to want to do that first. And I may do multiple conversations. So not even like a one and done, because nobody is going to get exactly what they need from the one conversation. But if I've done those things and it still didn't work, it's not going to be just cut them off. And I do have that on the list for another topic I'll tell you about later, about breaking up with friends, because sometimes you have to do that.
True.
But it would probably just be an ease off.
Yeah, and that's probably why I don't have any friends. Like, I realized, and I said that
you are
in the
an
last
associate
podcast,
that everybody loves.
I said that in the last podcast. I realized that I don't have friends because it is a relationship that you have to commit to. And giving of yourself, which includes your time, your emotional stability sometimes, your anything. You got to give part of yourself to someone. I just don't have the capacity to do that for an additional person right now in my life.
I like the awareness, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the awareness and making sure you know who you are. Not everybody has to be. What's one of my best sayings from Cable Guy?
I don't have any room in my life for any new friends right now.
You're the Cable Guy, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Best friends, before we go, we are doing something new.
Yes.
If you are in the market for a friend, you want a real relationship, somebody that you can grow with, support, cheer, they can do the same for you.
Hang out,
all of those things. We want you to visit bestfriendinthehandbag.com. You're going to get my Facebook page for now. It's going to end up changing over really soon. You're going to get my Facebook page. I want you to go there and number one, give me your name, your city and state, your favorite hobby, and tell me what makes you a good friend.
Yes.
Like C-Wash always said, don't hold back. We don't want nothing dry.
Let your freak flag fly.
The freak flag,
Not, I ain't talking about sexual. I'm talking about if you're like a weirdo. If you like crazy, quirky things, let that be known. If you watch Harry Potter from the beginning to the end, and every week or every month,
honey, all their names.
Let all of that be known, because we want you to be able to have something in common with your new best friend, and we won't know that if you hide it. So be yourself. Say what truly makes you a good friend. Now you know what it is.
pop me in your bag and put me back up on the door. I'm tired. Talk to y'all later. Bye.